I turned to Portmore tonight because a container of imported meat washed up on the shores of Hellshire. A container of imported meat, chicken, from Brazil ended up on Hellshire shores. And the people emptied the container of meat. And I find this very strange, Jamaica. I find this very strange. Listen to the report about this imported chicken.
The Ministry of Agriculture says chicken from a container which was washed ashore on Thursday along the Hellshire coastline was not intended for the Jamaican market. The container reportedly fell from a vessel while in transit to the Cayman Islands. The product was labeled under the Brazilian brand Perdix. Videos of looting have been making rounds on social media, and the ministry is appealing to the public against consuming, selling, or distributing the chicken products. Persons are also advised not to feed it to animals. It also asserts that the product would not have been maintained under ideal cold chain conditions, raising serious concerns about food safety and spoilage. The public is being urged to report any instances of sale or distribution of these products to the relevant authorities.
Producer, play that again. Play that again for me, please.
The Ministry of Agriculture says chicken from a container which was washed ashore on Thursday along the Hellshire coastline was not intended for the Jamaican market. The container reportedly fell from a vessel while in transit to the Cayman Islands. The product was labeled under the Brazilian brand Perdix. Videos of looting have been making rounds on social media, and the ministry is appealing to the public against consuming, selling, or distributing the chicken products. Persons are also advised not to feed it to animals. It also asserts that the product would not have been maintained under ideal cold chain conditions, raising serious concerns about food safety and spoilage. The public is being urged to report any instances of sale or distribution of these products to the relevant authorities.
Look at how people, if you want to see this, I'm not discriminating any country or any territory, but look how the people saw a container, and look how the people were happy to take off the chickens. This is a sign of the state of hunger in the country, you know. The people are hungry to the point that you don't see what is happening.
Ball out! Whoa, yo. We need help, Jesus. Jamaica need help.
But it is interesting that the report is saying that the chicken was heading to the Cayman Islands. But when I think about it, was the chicken really heading to the Cayman Islands? How long ago was the ship that was transporting this item got knocked off and ended up at Hellshire? long ago? Can somebody confirm? How long ago? Can the Cayman government confirm if this chicken is sold in the Grand Cayman? Because from my understanding, I am being told that from 2024 October, the chicken was lost. Or could it have been? Or could it have been Jamaica? That this, you know, something in my spirit about this chicken, this container chicken. There is something. There is something in this with this chicken. It's a gift. But I want to remind you I want to remind people. I want to remind people. Let us go back into ancient history. Who remember the people of Troy? Who remember the people of Troy? And when the people of Troy saw the Trojan horse on the beach, that what them say it was a sign from the gods. And Jamaica, do you recall? I don't think you remember history, you know. Do you recall in Greek history? Do you remember Jamaica? How the people of Troy, the city, the town of Troy, got dismantled when they welcomed the Trojan horse into their city. I say that to say tonight, Jamaica, the desperation on the people when they hugged up those chickens could be the people welcoming diseases, could be the people welcoming all form of illnesses into Portmore. Or could this be by design? Or could this be distraction? But I am telling you something, Jamaica. And something about this container of chicken. Something about this container of chicken reminds me of the Trojan story. I'm going to say it again. I'm going to say it again, Jamaica. Something about... Can you play what Dr. Dawes said? This mysterious container of chicken. I am not taking it, Jamaica. I am not taking this one. Listen to what Dr. Dawes said about the chicken. Producer, play what Dr. Dawes said. Something about that chicken here. Oh Lord, it's not there. Just a moment. Just one moment. We'll get back to this chicken argument. We'll get back to the chicken argument. But I'm telling you, Jamaica, I can't back. There's something about this. There's something about this. But ask yourself, there's something about this chicken, something. Here's what I'm going to say to you. There was an article. The 14th of February. I think I need to find the article. Where Brazil recalled contaminated meat. Lord Jesus. I remember the article. I'm going to find that article, Jamaica. Hold on there. There is an article that Brazil had recalled contaminated meat. Go and look at it, Jamaica. There was a contaminated meat article where Brazil recalled some contaminated meat. Lord Jesus. Hello, good night.
Hello.
Yes.
The government is fighting for votes in Portmore. That is why the chickens ended up over there. Those were chickens imported into Jamaica legally, but it was recalled since February, the middle of February, and the businessmen connected with GLP politician just pull off a ploy and said, listen, this is the way we're going to dump it for the people to collect it. It would have taken a lot of resources to dump those chicken, you know. You can ask NSWMA. So that was the easiest way to put the container on the seashore and pretend it as if it fell off from a ship. So it is pure political gimmicks going on.
So you believe...
But there is no miracle. There is absolutely no miracle. It was done deliberately.
Mighty God.
And you see, the perpetrator who would have put the container there, they have backing from the government. Do you know those are serious crimes under the Public Health Act and under the National Solid Waste Management Authority Act?
So you're saying, so
Nobody
wait.
would have gone there to dump that container without the support of the government. They will be taking a big risk.
Something not right, man. So you're saying that you believe is Jamaica, the container was coming?
Of course. The container would have reached in Jamaica long ago. It's businessmen with politicians deliberately went out to Elshire and put the container there. It didn't fall from any ship.
Mighty God. Area. Wait. Thank you, me. Over 400 tons of chicken meat recalled in Brazil over Seminolia fears. Mighty God.
And remember that that chickens are imported into Jamaica, right?
Yes.
So the businessman or businessmen who imported those chicken, he would have received a refund.
Mighty God.
So it didn't cost them anything to just release it at the seashore with the help of politicians.
You hear this tonight, Jamaica? Over 400.
And look at how those people were running down the container and offloading it. It's coming straight out of there.
Randomly, Lord Jesus. Lord, sir, no. Producer sending you some things. What is happening? They are saying, mighty God. Mighty God. The Brazil
and the government, Andre, the government is not giving a definitive statement on the matter.
Yeah, the government silent.
Because the trade board would have known about it. The agricultural ministry and Jamaica Customs and also the Ministry of Health. It would need their approval to bring in those containers. Because it's food. So why the government doesn't release a copy of the manifest for that container?
They must release the copy of the manifest.
In Jamaica.
But seriously though, my friend.
The recall was done, as I said previously, since the middle of February. And the container just ended up at the seashore mysteriously. Right? So instead of dumping the chicken, some politician and businessmen commingled and pull off a clandestine act to gain political mileage. But there is no miracle, and that's what the people should know. There is no miracle in just seeing a container of chicken like that. The people ripped out the condenser and cooler, out of the container.
Something not right, man.
So I'm saying that this is a desperate people, right? Desperate people. And all of what I saw there is what I would see happening in Haiti.
I am particular.
Before in Jamaica, I have never heard of something like that happening.
I find it strange. Very strange.
You're dealing with a rogue government under Andrew Holness. So very strange things will happen. I have told you many months ago, that leading up to the general election, you're going to see very unusual stuff happening. I told you many months ago.
But you not find it strange, say the container end up on the shoreline. There is no coast guard. There is no police.
The container would have ripped apart and open and the chickens would shell out into the sea long ago. It was deliberately placed there and it stood neatly and firmly on the seashore.
I'm afraid, Lord, people who eating that chicken.
If there was an accident at sea, the container could not sit so properly at the seashore. It would have sunken.
Yeah, that's what me I say. Then the container wouldn't come ashore. The weight of the container. Oh, it never sink.
Look here, you see Portmore is a battleground right now. They will do anything to trick the people, and we have to go into deep contemplation about these political and social issues, because when you see all the people running down the chicken, they are hungry and they are uneducated too. Don't forget that. Because people who have some sense of knowledge or education would not have pursued matters like that. Because they know if they consume it or they sell it, they can be exposing lives.
I'm going to ask again. How a container of that magnitude, with that weight that is on it, the container and a light things would have come ashore. Me never hear everything's come ashore.
What I am saying, my brother, is that no businessman will take the risk by themselves to do that. They have political backing, meaning no police could have gone there and arrest them when they placed the container there, because they would have had backing from politicians. I'm saying anybody who, if they were caught placing that container there, is some serious charges and could result in prison time or fine or both. You understand me?
Oh.
So politicians are involved, because no police cannot go and lock up a businessman if politicians support them. And you know that that's how Jamaica operates, right? So the businessman didn't have much use for the chicken, and you have a corrupt politician now who just say, listen, let us get some spin-off from this container. And they want to put it like it was a miracle, where people were fed with chicken. But it's not a miracle. There is no miracle. It was placed there deliberately. And it was done in a corrupt political exercise.